Ivy Myers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, Jewish Chicago, coming out for your early voting pleasure in late February. We're as big on judicial stuff as we are at anything. We try to give you the most thorough judicial coverage you can possibly get. Abden Palish is about the only other guy who really covers the judicial stuff, and he'll be a guest on the show shortly. It is my pleasure to introduce you to somebody who's been a guest before. I want to thank Poppy Perez, I can't roll my R's, for bringing her here. And we're talking about a candidate for the judge of the circuit court, Deidre Baumann. How are you?
I am wonderful. Nice to see you, and happy holidays.
First of all, thank you. You too. And even though we're on a little afterwards, I mean, it's in the middle of Hanukkah and all the rest of it. And I know you're running off to Shalom Klein's Jewish B2B networking thing afterwards.
Yes.
And you yourself are one of us.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I believe I am the only Jew in the race in which I'm running, which is the Victoria Stewart vacancy.
Right, and I also think that's correct. And you're also the only person in that race that has not had an objection filed against them.
I'm proud to say that. Yes, everyone else is fighting, and it says a lot for my team and my family and friends who did a wonderful job collecting signatures, and my supporters. So I'm thankful.
I'm glad to hear, and I'm sure Poppy deserves some credit also.
A little bit, yeah. We'll give him a few kudos.
So tell us about your background.
I've been practicing 20 years, primarily civil litigation, personal injury, civil rights, employment discrimination. Practice on virtually every floor of the Daley Center, which is a state court, and I practice about 30% of my work is done in federal court. I do trial work, I do appellate work, I've argued before the Illinois Supreme Court, and although I do primarily civil litigation, I have criminal law background as well. I started out at the Public Defender's Office many, many years ago, and over the years did contract work for the State Appellate Defender. So I keep abreast of the trends in criminal law as well as in civil law.
Right, and I know you also played a role in the Baruch's thing.
Yes, and that is unfortunately still ongoing. As you may recall, bankruptcy was filed and a trustee appointed. The next step with that case, we have about 60 clients who will be filing lawsuits pursuant to the trust agreement, and that'll be done within the next 30 days. And then there's another category of over 100 and some clients of mine who opted for another way to receive some settlement money. So slowly but surely, people are being compensated somewhat for the tragedy. Never will receive full compensation.
No, it's a shame, but you can't print the money.
Right, that's correct. And in a sense, we're fortunate to have the insurance proceeds that we did receive. Most or much of it, I should say, will be used to maintain the cemetery, implement improvements, and keep it open and operating for families for, we're hoping, a good decade.
No, that would definitely be nice. It's such a sad situation, and I'm glad you were able to play a role in trying to get things fixed up.
Yes, I'm proud of that. I represent people against the government who have been wronged against the government. I have a large percentage of teachers, unfortunately, who have been subjected to discrimination at the hands of the Board of Education, and I'm proud of the work I do with that as well. I don't know, I mentioned before, both of my parents were Chicago public school teachers. So those are issues that are near and dear to my heart, and I've done due process hearings for teachers, and we're waiting for a summary judgment motion now for another teacher, and I hope that case will be successful.
Yeah, I hope so. I've been reading Ben Jarofsky's stuff about how people get mistreated on a regular basis by the public school system.
Absolutely. We don't spend enough time supporting the teachers. There are schools that don't have the resources available to them. They have a student body that is largely poor. There are lots of behavioral problems, and these things need to be addressed on a societal-wide basis. The answer is not to punish the teacher, to move everybody out and get a whole new, and as it often is, a younger crew of teachers, and we need to support the teachers that we have, because we have so many wonderful teachers out there working with the kids, and with support and resources. I think that's the answer, but that's
right.
my opinion.
How are you finding the campaign trail?
Great. We're getting we're going from one end of the county to the other, spending a lot of time on the south side, south suburbs, north side, west side. So so far it's been going very well.
No, that sounds great. I know right afterwards, as like I mentioned before, you're running off to the Jewish networking thing that Shalom Klein's having
Yes.
over at the Grossinger Complex, and please have a latte for me, because I don't think I'm making any tonight.
I sure will.
So at any event, but you know, you're enjoying this. You're enjoying meeting everybody on the whole shot.
I do enjoy it. It's very difficult. I have my own practice, and I run my own practice, and I of course have court virtually every day. I was actually on trial for several weeks a couple weeks ago. Very difficult to campaign and travel and back and forth while running a practice, but so far so good. That's the only complaint that I would have. The people I've met and the people who support me have been just wonderful, and I'm grateful for everyone's support.
Well, that sounds terrific. Would you like to give us your contact information?
Yes. Deidre Baumann for judge. I'm running in the Stewart vacancy,
right,
as I said. And it's Baumann4judge.com is my website.
Baumann for number 4.
Yeah, actually it's Deidre Baumann #4judge.com.
Gotcha. I want to thank you very much. I want to wish you good luck on the campaign. Thank you, Poppy, for bringing her. Enjoy the next stop. And
thank you very much. Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you. All the best to you, too.